Hi everyone, this is Dango. So in this video, I'm trying to talk about how to counter a rush box. So I'm going to use this battle as an example. So I'm a little bit lucky here because I'm P1 and rush box like P2 usually is better. But yeah, because I didn't try to rush Mutuzak, so it actually doesn't matter that much. If I'm also using a rush box, and I'm player one, and Mitruzak is also like is player two, then I would have significant advantage. But yeah, when I see a rush box, my reaction is to not use a rush to counter. So if you want to build a rush box, there are a few components that you must have in your box. You need to have Iris. I mean, everyone is using Iris. You need to have Estel. You need to have Olivia. Yeah, those are the components for Rushbox. And for sure, you need to have Zoreda and Hihe, and all the long-life characters. I'm surprising that there is no Claret in the box. If there is Claret in the box, it would be much better. So yeah, so basically, this is the fundamental composition of a Rushbox. You need to have all the characters that can increase your mobility, and you need to have characters that have very good mobility themselves. So if you want to rush Mitruzak, you need to have the same thing that Mitruzak has. So basically, you need to have at least equal or longer like characters than Mitruzak in order for you to actually rush Mitruzak. But the rush box generally is not super effective against like top tier tank push players. For example, Method or like Luxed. So we will see in the Salamander Langrisser, the next battle is going to be between Mitruzak and Luxed, so we will see. But even before that, I want to talk about, how do you counter this kind of rush box with just like a regular tank push strategy. So right now, Mitruzak first banned my land use. This has to be the first ban because basically land use is going to shut down half of the box of Mitruzak, so he has to first ban land use. And then, yeah, so for us, when we see the rush box, the recommended first ban is actually Iris. So I actually ban Iris here. I don't care if you have Zareda. Zareda is kind of long-like, but it's not super long. I mean, she is not long enough compared to my Claret. And even Shelfonio or like even Luna, with the help of Luna, a lot of the other characters can have equal or even a little bit longer threatening range than Zareda. For example, if Shelfonio's Heaven Sanction hits Zareda, then Zareda loses the kill ability. So okay, so the first pick here is Juggler, and then my Zareda and Liana is banned. So Liana is a great counter to Rush Box. If you can pick Liana in the third or fourth pick, after you pick your main damage dealer, then that would be an ideal counter to Rush Box. This is why Mitruzak is banning her also. So his first pick is Listel, so this pick I not super like because I already banned Iris, so the mobility for Listel is kind of not great. So it is hard for you to actually rush me with a Listel. So basically, after I see that, I ban Zoreda. Zoreda is, I mean, the threatening range is not the best, but still, she can provide the faction buff for lots of the character in this box, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is why I ban Zoreda here. I also ban Olivia, which is another character that is very good in a rush box. He has extremely high mobility, very high damage, and also can boost the mobility of other characters and can also provide heal. So he's banned. And then here I actually second pick is Ritual because yeah, I still need to counter that Listel a little bit. Usually to counter Rush Box, you don't necessarily second pick Listel. But just because the first pick Listel is not common, so my second pick here is Ritual. So and then my Luna and Iris is banned. This is kind of counter rush, but yeah, I'm not going to rush Mituzak. So and then he picked Deerheart. Deerheart has a great mobility with Unicorn. With the Unicorn, his threatening range is 5 plus 3 plus 1. And if you are using Demon Hunter, then the threatening range is 5 plus 3 plus 2. That's even better. So, and Deerheart is like one of the assassins. I mean, even with cavalry class, he can still use the assassin skill, basically similar to Sherry. The only problem is that with cavalry class, the only troop that is good for Deerheart is Demon Hunter, which is very low in attack. So if you have a good troop training, you should be able to tank Deerheart, unless Deerheart get like attack blessing or Iris teleport. But here Iris is already banned, so there's no worry about that. So I also further banned Luna and Estiel, basically shutting down his long legs. So now Mishuzak is not picking any tank. His threatening range is also not huge because there is no increased mobility, and there is also no, these kind of crazy long leg characters like Zareda is also banned. So okay, so I'm picking Basil because there is no healer in this box. So basically, Basil reached one of them. Uh, and then I mean, if Basil's black hole or earthquake don't actually need to hit all of them, just hit one of them, then that character is basically vested from this game. Yeah, it's just out because there is no heal and there is no debuff remover. So for Basil, really just hit one character is fine. So my Listel is banned because I mean Basil with Listel, there's nothing in this box that can kill that. And then Hihei is picked. So Hihei is another great character that can move with very high threatening range. So with the AoE skill, that's basically 3 plus 4 plus 2. So that's a threatening range of 9. Same with the radar. If you have Breeze triggered after AoE, then you will get actually even higher threatening range. So I'm banning Leonhardt. Leonhardt is another threat for this kind of rush box because it's just a very easy for Leonhardt to follow up after teleport. So, and I also picked the Whaler. So this is basically kind of countering rush box a little bit. I'm not going to use the 3 cost of Whaler skill here, although that can counter Hihei a little bit. But the more important thing is to pull back after, after your characters get damaged. For example, receive Listel's finger, then Whaler can pull them back. So this is basically used to counter rush, not really to cast the 3 cost skill. And then here he picked the Alastriel. So this is a very nice Origin of Light faction game. Alastriel needs to be banned much earlier if this is other map. This map, Alastriel's mobility is not crazy, so I'm not super worried about Alastriel here. And then the last ban is kind of whatever. The 4 characters left, basically Joshua can provide the highest threat, but the other characters are just not very good here. They find hard to follow up. Like when Mituzak picks Yusuke, that basically makes his box from a rush box to an aggressive box. So it's basically 5 aggressive characters. And for this kind of team, I would actually like to trade with those those characters, and then in the end they will be hard to deal with my juggler and my whaler. So I picked the Claret here. That's a huge counter to no tank box. Whether you play aggressive or you just play whether you play aggressive or you want to rush, Claret is always the best counter. So there is like one mistake I say I made because I think the most killing ability from Mitruzak's box is Hihei. It turns out to be Alastriel, so we will see here. Yeah, first turn I just didn't move my Claret, so she has the maximum threatening range, and there is nothing that can reach me turn 1, so it's very safe for me to just stay here. Because there is no any increase in mobility buff, Mitruzak cannot rush me turn 1. I also used the tanky troop, skeleton, and crystal warlock. So some players say, I don't really have resource on building those things. I mean, it's all. I mean, we have similar resource on gym training. So if you give up some dragon farm early on, then you would have definitely better training in the end. And this is also a trade-off. Like there is definitely something I didn't finish compared to other players, so that I can max my Crystal Warlock and the Skeleton Knight, and also get very high holy training. So this is just all trade-offs. Yeah, I mean you need to make your decision on what you want to focus on, and also you need to make decision on what to farm. So the only thing I would say is that if you want to survive a rush box or this kind of aggressive box, building this kind of tanky troop like Crystal Warlock or Skeleton Knight is very necessary, and they will indeed reward you with wins against those kind of players. Okay, so yeah, so Yusuke used the faction buff, and then it is covered later by Deerheart's faction buff. I think Yusuke's faction buff is a little bit better for Hihei. So if I'm playing, I probably use Yusuke's. I probably use Deerheart's faction buff first, and then use Yusuke's faction buff. So here, maybe the right decision is to kill Alastral, because I don't think that Hihei can kill my Bracer Basil at full health points. The first AoE is not going to deal damage on Basil because it will hit Juggler as well. So maybe the really red kill is on Alastral. But yeah, Hihei usually is a big threat, so I just killed Hihei here anyway. I'm not exactly sure what kind of damage Alastral can do, so I killed Hihei here. And I would like to take this kind of trait because I know Deerheart cannot kill my characters, so I'm not worrying about Deerheart at all. And then this Alastral can finish off my Claret here, which should be fun. Just move up Juggler. So I didn't Gospel my Juggler here. Maybe the best move is still to Gospel the Juggler, and then just stay kind of behind. Yeah, because here I want to bait on this Deerheart. So I actually Gospeled my Ritual here, so she can survive Deerheart. So I Gospeled Ritual, and Deerheart just jumps in. He didn't steal my defense buff. Maybe he steal my defense buff. It can be a trade. I mean, both of the characters may die. But yeah, he didn't steal my defense buff here, but he did steal my attack buff. So basically, Deerheart killed himself. And yeah, so Ritual survived because I'm using Crystal Warlock. She is reflecting physical damage, and also Crystal Warlock is having a lot of health point here. So this is why she can survive here. Yeah, and my Ritual is just using the normal gear here to survive Deerheart. I didn't change specifically to counter assassin gear here. You can kind of, if you have extra gears, you can kind of use this kind of counter assassin gear if you know your enemy have like 4 or 3 assassins in their box. But here I didn't use that. But still, just with Crystal Warlock, you can already survive on this kind of Deerheart. So in order to survive Rush Team, you have to use some of those tanky troops so that you can survive their assassins. So I didn't use Gospel on Juggler, so this is going to reduce my health point here. And then I just move up my Basil using Earthquake. So here I see there is a grassland and Alastral can snipe my Basil. But I was not expecting Alastral to deal like 20. This is 22k damage. So yeah, because I still have Skeleton Knight here, and yeah, the defense is not high, but the health point is very high. Yeah, but yeah, this is still a kill. Yeah, and I was not super understanding how the kill was here. it looks like yeah, if we check the enemy here. Yeah, so I know in Chinese server there are builds to allow your Basil survive Alastria. For example, if you check Menson's Basil has 900 defense. I believe his Basil should be able to survive Alastria. But then yeah, this is something beyond like budget player like me to build this kind of actual site for Basil. You need to have highest defense enchant and also magic defense enchant to make your Basil useful. So yeah, here his Alastrial basically still kills my Basil. Yeah. So Alastrial is definitely having one of the highest sniper ability here. But it doesn't really matter because nothing can go through my juggler. This Yusuke cannot kill my juggler. And after the AoE combo, this Alastrial is dead. Now, yeah, it's basically GG for Mitruzak because he cannot go through my juggler. So what I want to say is that a lot of players, when they meeting Mitruzak, are trying to prove they are, it's like, oh, let's just see who is a better rush player or aggressive player. When you don't have the rush box ready, you cannot say you're a better rush player. It is not about if you have better skill or if you have better idea on how the game works. It's just your box is not working against the Mitruzak if you go the aggressive way. You have to actually play safely and defensively when you are playing Mitruzak. As I said, if you want to rush Mitruzak, you need to have longer legs than Mitruzak. So you need to put Estel on your box. You need to put something like Olivia in your box. Later on, you need to put Amanda in your box, or you need to put you need to pick Luna at like very early so that she can provide all the mobility that you need. So it is not possible to rush Mitruzak, but your box needs to be designed for rush box for you to actually win a game against another rush player. And it is still very dangerous because usually in that case it kind of comes down to basically whoever triggers a breeze first. So it's super RNG dependent. Even you win that way, it doesn't prove that you have better strategy, rather than you have better luck. So I really want to say like yeah, just when you are trying to play against a rush player, the best effective way is not to rush. And some player, other players, they are talking about how to counter, for example, how to counter method, and they say, oh, the best strategy to counter method is to actually rush method. So, sometimes you can caught method off guard, and sometimes you can have a super good RNG and you win a battle. For me, I think those are all not good methods. If you really think you have 0% of chance, 0% chance of winning, then you can try the rush strategy. But I think as long as if you can, just have advantage from pick and ban, and just play your game. Sometimes I think most of the player would have a fair chance, fair amount of chance to win against the methods. If your training is super lacking, you don't have a lot of characters to play, you just play this game for like 5 or 6 months, then maybe your only way to win method is to rush and to count on some miracles like breeze after breeze after breeze or clock after clock or after clock to happen. But in other case, I would say generally rush strategy is actually worse against a player like Method or Royally or maybe against me. I mean, I'm not super afraid of any rush strategy. Sometimes you can lose to rush strategy due to like you're like you didn't notice something blah 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 or you have super bad RNG. But I don't really think rush strategy is super good against a good tank push player. Yeah, but we will see. Yeah, maybe more players are going to surprise us with a tank push. I mean, a better rush strategy. For example, the other thing, Zelda M. Some players think Zelda M was like aggressive but Zelda M is aggressive but not a rush player. In season 2, Zelda M ran 4 tanks, and he even said the point that you didn't pick a tank is suggesting that you are not confident. So I'm not completely agree with Zelda M's statement, but I just want to say Zelda M is actually also a very successful tank push player. And you can still play a slower game without using a tank. And that is another style, like aggressive style, kind of different from rush style. But I think this kind of style, like aggressive style, is actually more like stronger than the rush style, because rush style is really counting on. First, it is counting on the mistake of your opponent. Second, it is also counting on some RNGs to happen. So yeah, this is all about how to counter rush strategy. So maybe in the future we can do some discussion about how to do a better tank push team strategy. So this is all about this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.